I'm happy to give you an update on where the Advance Now strategy is, recognizing, of course, that Jennifer Alexander brought us to the point of implementing that strategy, which includes 5 planks: economic competitiveness, human capital, entrepreneurship and innovation, leadership and diversity, and marketing. In addition to that strategy, the foundation that I had on my desk the day I started, we of course were able to reconstitute our board under Bill Johnston's leadership. You can see that the board right now is the cream of the crop of the area. We're looking at geographic and sector diversity, as well as bringing in government, the university, entrepreneurs and innovators, and so forth. This is the kind of board that I think we'll need as we continue to implement the Advance Now strategy. If you look at the Thrive organization in 2010, Jennifer had the responsibility for both the Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce and Thrive. She had a very capable executive vice president, but under that were project-specific individuals. The Advance Now strategy calls for something a lot more robust. In fact, the Advance Now plan includes 17 positions. I don't believe you'll see that here for at least another few years. Instead, we're at 8 today with a few additional positions on the horizon. Our capable staff includes a Senior Vice President of Economic Development, Michael Gay, our Vice President of Talent and Education, Jean Dahlhoff, and our Vice President of Marketing, Betsy Lundgren. Our new Enterprise Development Director will be responsible for our efforts in entrepreneurship and innovation, as well as international development. As you look at what we're trying to do, if I were to say we're going to take these 8 employees at MadRep and do everything in this 8-county region that's needed from an economic development standpoint, I would be foolish. In fact, there are 90 people in the MadRep region that are involved in some way in economic development. That means chambers of commerce, city economic development authorities, county economic development corporations, and the private sector. And we've given all of them a pledge to collaborate, to get out of the way when they're doing things well, and to help accelerate those things that they need a little help with. We also have to make sure that we're working hand in glove with a more robust economic development corporation at the state. You can see that this is the extended enterprise, from the state to the regions, to the cities, counties, and chambers. That's the mantra we've been sharing region-wide. And why do we talk about a region in the first place? This is a very significant representation of our mentality. 18% of Dane County's day-to-day workforce is coming in from the other 7 counties. That's roughly 42,000 people. To ignore our interdependence at a time when workforce development clearly is economic development would be at our peril. Additionally, site selectors will tell you that all of their attention today is on regions. So how does an economic development organization perform regionally? In essence, we're simply filling gaps and building capacity throughout the region. We do that through the exercise that culminated in our 2013 State of the Madison Region Summit. We put together 5 work groups, led by 2 chairs apiece, with more than 70 individuals volunteering to serve on those work groups. They came up with 13 recommendations, initiatives with which we are currently engaged. What this allows us to do is to go from being project-oriented to being far more economic development-oriented. I'll talk next about some of those specific initiatives, starting first with marketing. Telling the Madison region's story is a call to action we heard loud and clear in the Advance Now strategy, and it's one that we are aggressively pursuing through a multi-pronged approach that will reach both internal and external audiences. We started with a new brand, knowing that we need a name and logo that clearly communicates to the rest of the world who and where we are. These new identifiers speak to the counties, communities, and businesses that comprise this region, while nodding to the fundamental collaboration that moves our economy forward. Through the input of our marketing work group, economic development professionals, and contracted marketing consultants, we are developing and telling a refined message for our region's story, focusing our rich tradition of industry leadership and innovation in agriculture, advanced manufacturing, life sciences, and technology. It's a story that will leave our audience understanding why people and businesses thrive here. Our marketing plan includes print and electronic media through paid ad placements, earned news articles, and social media outreach. We're also pursuing targeted site selector outreach, building one-on-one relationships with location consultants so that we can become the go-to source and the #1 region for these professionals. We're also actively building our collection of industry-specific materials, making design and content updates to our website, and creating marketing collateral for use by our partners across the region to ensure consistency and clarity in our message. The springboard to our work in the human capital goal area is our industry roundtables, which will provide an opportunity for industry representatives to meet with education providers and workforce development partners who have the ability to provide and improve the skills training that businesses have identified as necessary to grow. This is an ideal opportunity to solidify education and business partnerships, reaching both existing and future workforce. Also, at the core of helping businesses grow is a strong regional business retention and expansion program that connects economic development professionals with business leaders to identify and address challenges and opportunities. MadRep convened a steering committee of partners to select a common survey instrument so that everyone will collect consistent data across the region that can then be viewed in the aggregate to analyze workforce needs, supply chain issues, and other shared concerns. MadRep will deploy this regional data and also assist those communities who need help with that retention and expansion work. In tandem with these efforts is MadRep's creation of an online data dashboard and supply chain mapping tool. The data dashboard will present economic metrics that illustrate how the Madison region compares to peer regions, enabling economic development professionals to make informed, data-driven decisions based on real-time information. The supply chain mapping tool will identify disconnects and gaps for industries and specific businesses across the Madison region, an application that has not yet been done at a regional scale. This will help in our business retention and expansion efforts, but also in our plans to attract new businesses that might be able to fill holes in the regional supply chain. A strong economy in the Madison region will engage our diverse communities and emerging leaders. MadRep is partnering with the Urban League of Greater Madison to connect minority and young professionals with volunteer leadership opportunities on boards, committees, and commissions. This effort will build the bench strength of boards across the region while developing a leadership profile that more fully represents the growing diversity of our population. We're also actively partnering with the Urban League to grow the annual Workplace Diversity Summit to reach a broader audience at a full regional scale, and to establish a regional recruitment team that will benchmark best practices on diversity and inclusion among private sector employers. As I hope you see, the responsibilities of the three divisions at MadRep are synergistic and critically linked. The Economic Development Division would not be successful without the message strategy and branding. Furthermore, the tools and the data, the business retention visits, and the efforts in talent and education are integral to the success of economic development. Among the top priorities in the Economic Development Division is building a strong international program, an effort to improve the region's position in a global environment with respect to exports and foreign direct investment. First, we are connecting with European chambers that have a presence in Chicago and Milwaukee. Second, we are forming a steering committee that will work region-wide on international activities, particularly regional exports. In addition to international activities, we're engaging with local elected officials to help them understand the importance of economic development. This idea came out of our work groups and has translated into Economic Development 101 training series, which Michael Gay, our Senior Vice President of Economic Development, is certified to teach. We are partnering with the Wisconsin Economic Development Association and International Economic Development Council to deliver this important program. Advancing innovation and entrepreneurship is also critical to growing our region's economy and is a major theme of the Advance Now strategy. Right now, we're scanning the MadRep region for entrepreneurial opportunities and critical mass. We have to find the physical, innovative spaces and the seasoned mentors that are out there and find ways to support them. With respect to business attraction activities, we're concentrating our new proactive outreach program to site selectors and industry sectors of significance to our region: agriculture, information technology, life sciences, and advanced manufacturing. We're coordinating our efforts with the local economic development entities at the city and county level. As part of the state protocol, MadRep is overseeing the entire region for responses to prospect inquiries. Local governments are responding to this as well, saying that they're finally getting information in a timely fashion and can make educated decisions about moving forward. Two of the requests for information that we responded to recently were for an e-commerce company and a global telecommunications company that have identified us as one of the top 4 or top 8 places, respectively, in the country for IT professionals, particularly software programmers and developers. This graph shows you the growth of systems design engineers and software publishers and programmers. It's exponential. This next graph shows our literal dominance over this profession's growth in the United States. It's tenfold. Per Chancellor Ward's comments at Downtown Rotary back in June, regionalism is where it's at. It's the future to creating an ecosystem. It's also paramount to implementing the Wisconsin idea. It's not just Madison, not just Dane County, it's the region, it's the state. In closing, I'd like to share with you some words from our partners, thoughts from the economic development professionals we work with on a daily basis to support this region. We're proud of our partnership with them and are committed to continuing our strong collaboration. We've made incredible progress over the last 6 months, and our momentum only continues to build. I look forward to an opportunity to visit you and discuss your participation in the work we are doing. Thank you for joining me in our commitment to shaping a stronger future for the Madison region.